Welcome to Paramita Bhattacharya's Learn English classes. Today the topic of my discussion is Mild the Mist Upon the Hill, a poem by Emily Jane Bronte. Emily Jane Bronte was an English poet and novelist, best remembered for her only novel, Wuthering Heights, which is considered a classic of English literature. She was born on 1818 and lived till 1848. It was Victorian age and an age where women writers were not given much weightage. So she wrote under the pen name Alice Bell. She had another two sisters, Charlotte Bronte and Anne Bronte, and all these three sisters, they were into writing poetry under pen names. In this poem, the poet describes a blue mist that surrounds the distant mountains, the hills, and reminds her of her happy days of her childhood and her youthful days that she has left behind. She describes the landscape and shifts from present to past and to present again with a tinge of past nostalgia. So let us analyze the poem now. Mild the mist upon the hill. The title itself, it is very musical to our ears because there is the alliteration in the very first line where the letter M in the word mild and mist is repeated, and this repetition, this style, it is called alliteration. This gives a musical quality to the poem. So the mild mist that is settled, the fog, mist means the fog that is settled on the hill, it tells her that there will be no storms tomorrow because for some reason the poetess is feeling sad. She is becoming subjective here where she is looking at the nature and describing that the day has been weeping. So it has already wept its fill. It has already, whatever in store, it has already spent that sorrow. And now it has been a silent sorrow. So the present condition of the poet is that the sorrow is over now and it is whatever was there in the heart, it is out with the tears, and she is remembered of her past in the next stanza. Oh, I am gone back to the days of youth, I am a child once more, and she jumps back to the memories of her childhood. Looking at the beautiful landscape, she is reminded of her past days. So here we are actually she is talking about the aspects of nature that can transport the human mind to another level where if the memories has the similar aspects, the experiences of similar aspects, then the memory comes back to the person. So nature has the capability to make a person recollect the past. So in the second stanza, we have, I am gone back to the days of youth, I am a child once more, and once more she is a little girl. She can see herself as a little girl, a very happy little creature underneath her father's roof. And neath my father's sheltering roof, neath is the short form of beneath, that is under her father's sheltering roof. She was a bubbly, happy little girl. And near the old hall door, and she goes in a flashback to the moment where as a little girl she was standing near the old hall door. Those were her happy-go-lucky days. And now in the next stanza she again shifts to the present moment. I watch this cloudy evening fall. Evening is in the first stanza, nature is personified when it is compared to a person weeping. So in the second stanza she shifts to the present again, and in the second stanza she goes back to her past, and in the third stanza she comes back to her present, and she's watching the evening fall, that the evening is ending now after a day of rainfall. After a day of rain, blue mist, sweet mist of summer fall. Now the summer clouds have appeared again, and the mist has become blue again because of the blue clear sky, and sweet mist of summer fall, the horizon's mountain chain. In the next stanza, we find her shifting to the past again. She is in the present and she again shifts to past. The damp stands in the long green grass. Damp is personified here. That is the dew drops. They are standing in the long green grass, like as morning's tears. Now here there is a simile where the dampness is compared to the morning tears. So when there is like or as, then it is a simile. So here we have a simile that the dampness is standing, again standing, it is personified in the long green grass, and the dreamy scents of fragrance pass that breathe of other years. Now she can smell the sweet scent of her past, because there is a similarity with the fragrance that is around her, with the fragrance that she had smelt years before. So she is reminded of that memory again. So here we come to the end of the poem. So for a recap, I will tell you, in the first stanza it is in present moment, and it has the personification of nature. And the second stanza we have her shifting to the past, where she is remembering her childhood memories. She gives vent to her nostalgic feelings, and then again she shifts to the natural environment in the present in the third stanza. And the last stanza ends with her remembering the beautiful fragrance of her past days, which is still lingering in her present moment. So it ends with a positive note. Thank you very much for listening to the explanation. We will meet again in our next class.